Hi friends, in present video I am going to explain about tracking error. So to understand this video, you must know the meaning of index fund. So on index fund meaning, I made a separate video. I am giving the link in the description box. I'll recommend you to watch that video first. So the main feature of index fund is it tracks one market index, also known as benchmark, like Sensex or Nifty. Take one example. There is one asset management company. This company launched one index fund scheme, and assume this fund is tracking Nifty 50. Then company collected corpus from the investors. Now the fund manager of AMC must invest maximum portion of this corpus in the stocks of these 50 companies. Now the main aim of fund manager is not to generate alpha, means he doesn't try to outperform the benchmark. This is not the main purpose of index fund. So the fund manager tries to match the returns of index fund with the returns of market index. And it doesn't mean that the returns of index fund and the market index will exactly be the same. Slight difference is common. For example, index fund returns are 11% and the market fund generated 12% returns. Here the difference 1% is common and it is known as tracking error. So tracking error is defined as the difference between index fund returns and the benchmark returns. The word track has many meanings in the dictionary. One among them is to follow something or someone. Here index fund tracks market index, and while tracking, if there is any deviation, that deviation is known as tracking error. So let us see the importance of tracking error. Importance of tracking error. Tracking error is one factor among several which an investor should consider before investing in one index fund. It is a tool with which an investor can ascertain the risk level and the performance of one fund. Recollect previous example. Index fund scheme returns are 11% and the market index returns are 12%. Now the tracking error is 11% minus 12% is equal to minus 1%. So this is known as a negative tracking error. If index fund returns exceed market index returns, then the tracking error is known as positive tracking error. So don't think that a positive tracking error is recommended. You may misunderstand that in this case fund manager is able to beat the market index. No. So index fund returns are more than market index returns. Don't think that it is indicating a positive sign. Even this is also not desirable, because in case of index fund, the main aim is not to beat the market index. The main aim is to follow the market index. So when index fund is beating the market index, it gives the meaning that fund manager has taken more risk, which is not the object of an index fund. Therefore, in case of index fund, you can see a negative tracking error, and a tracking error may be a higher tracking error or a lower tracking error. For example, on a particular day, one investor is comparing two index funds which are issued by two different AMCs, Fund 1, Fund 2. So on this day, in case of Fund 1, assume this is index fund returns curve and this is market fund returns curve. So on a particular day, the returns from index fund are 15%, and on the same day, the returns from market fund are 30%. So tracking error is 15% minus 30% is equal minus 15%. Come to second fund. On the same day, index fund returns are 25% and the market fund returns are 30%. So tracking error is minus 5%. So remember, the larger that difference between index fund returns and the market fund returns, the higher the tracking error is. Similarly, the lesser the difference between index fund returns and the market fund returns, the lower the tracking error is. And a higher tracking error indicates the poor performance of the fund. So the higher the tracking error, the more fund manager deviates market index. Similarly, the lower the tracking error, the closer fund manager is following the market index. Therefore, investor prefers a lower tracking error. And remember, tracking error cannot be zero. When tracking error will become zero? If market index returns and index fund returns both are exactly same, then you will get a zero tracking error, which is impossible. A fund manager cannot exactly track the market index because of some reasons. Let us see those reasons. Reasons for tracking error. First reason is expense ratio. For example, one index fund scheme generated 12% returns and market index also generated the same percentage of returns. In case of index fund, asset management company collects some charges from investors. These charges are of two types. Operational expenses means to operate this scheme, AMC collects some charges from investors like brokerage, security transaction tax. And second one is business expenses. To run its business, AMC collects some expenses like marketing expenses, accounting expenses, administration expenses from the fund investors. Assume total expense ratio is 0.5%. AMC subtracts this expense ratio from fund returns, resulting a net return of 11.5%. And market index doesn't have any expense ratio. Therefore, the net returns of a market index is 12%. So, 11.5% minus 12% is equal to minus 0.5% tracking error, you can see here. So, the reason for this tracking error is expense ratio. If expense ratio is high, it leads to a higher tracking error, which is a negative point. Therefore, different AMCs compete to offer index fund schemes to investors at a lower expense ratios. Second reason is cash balance. For example, one asset management company launched index fund scheme, which is tracking Nifty 50. And AMC collected 100 crore corpus from the investors. Don't think that fund manager invests these 100 crore in the stocks of Nifty 50 companies. He always sets some amount aside to meet day-to-day expenses and redemption requirements from the investors. Assume 5 crore he wants to maintain as cash balance. Then 95 crore will be invested in the stocks of 50 companies. Here, there is a cash cushion leads to tracking error. If too much of cash is maintained by AMC, then fund manager has to invest lesser amounts in stocks, which results in a higher tracking error. If cash balance is too low, then fund manager can invest maximum amount in the stocks of Nifty 50. It results in lower tracking error. But even this is also not advisable, because when cash balance is not sufficient, then AMC cannot meet its day-to-day expenses and it cannot meet the redemption requirements of investors. It leads to takeover problem. Therefore, an efficient fund manager must maintain a proper cash balance. Next reason is sampling or optimized replication. For example, one index fund is tracking Nifty 50 and on 15th February 2020, NSE made some changes in the portfolio of Nifty 50. So, an underperforming company, A Limited, is removed from this 50 companies list, and two companies, P Limited and Q Limited, are added to this portfolio. In previous video I explained NSE gives weights to these 50 companies based on their market capitalization, and P Limited weight is 8.7%. Q Limited weight is 0.2%. So Q Limited stocks are smallest stocks because they have a tiny weightage. The impact of Q Limited stocks in the returns of Nifty 50 is almost negligible. As there is some change in market index portfolio, the fund manager of index fund also should make the same changes in fund portfolio. While making these changes, there are two approaches. One is full replication. Second one is sampling replication. In case of full replication, fund manager establishes same changes in the index fund portfolio. This method is costly and difficult because even though Q Limited stocks are negligible in these 50 companies list, fund manager is buying the stocks of that company. When fund manager is buying any company stocks, he has to incur transaction cost, which makes this fund expensive. If this approach is followed, then changes in the portfolio of market index is not a reason for tracking error. But as this is a costly method, some AMCs may follow sampling replication method. Here, fund manager may skip Q Limited stocks. He purchases only the stocks of P Limited. This difference in portfolio leads to a tracking error. Fourth reason is dividends. If there is any dividend from the stocks of index fund, that dividend also reinvested in market index stocks. Fund manager has to incur some expenses for this reinvestment. So that expenditure may be the reason for tracking error. Fifth point is lag in update. For example, on 15th February 2020, NSE reconstituted Nifty 50 by adding 3 profitable companies and by removing 2 underperforming companies. Now, fund manager also should reconstitute the fund portfolio as per the market index portfolio. But generally, index funds are reconstituted on quarterly or semi-annual basis. Suppose he reconstituted this fund on 1st April 2020. So during this time gap, the stock prices of these companies may increase or decrease. So in this case, fund manager cannot follow the market index. Next point is taking round figures. For example, in Nifty 50, there is one company PQR Limited. Its weightage is 9.98%. So exactly speaking, In Copus, 9.98% should be invested in the stocks of PQR Limited. But generally, fund manager takes round figures here. So instead of 9.98%, if 10% is invested in the stocks of this company, then naturally the returns from index fund and market index differ, which leads to tracking error. Last point is volatility. For example, Nifty 50 portfolio is reconstituted on 15th February 2020 by adding 3 profitable companies and by removing 2 underperforming companies. And the same reconstitution is done by portfolio manager on 20 February 2020. But as a market index is volatile, there are frequent reconstitutions in Nifty 50. So it is almost impossible for a fund manager to reconstitute his portfolio for this many times, that too within a short period. As he is unable to track the market index properly, it results in tracking error. So this is all about tracking error topic. Hope this video is informative. Thank you.